can you please tell us a little bit about yourself, your tech background, and what do you do now?
I mean, I don't know how far back you want to go. So I started programming when I was about 8 with my dad, making games, video games. It's just a fun thing to do together. But I didn't really think of it as a career option. I thought of it more like you think of like a hobby. So I didn't really think of it as, oh, this is what I do want to do with my life. This is going to be my job. It was just a fun thing. It was like, reading a book or something, or painting a picture, or I don't know. So I actually did linguistics rather than computer science in college. I mean, partly my dad took me through a lot of master's level computer science textbooks in high school, and I just thought it would be boring to do computer science again in college. But anyway, my first career was actually linguistics. So East Africa, language research, traveling around in Land Rovers and avoiding landmines. But so what I found was that I was having more fun doing the computer programming around linguistic research. So, data analysis and cleaning up data sets and stuff like that. I was having more fun with that than I was with the actual linguistic research. And there were also medical reasons I ended up having to leave Africa. I had back problems. So I shifted careers when I did, well, I already had this Perl experience. So I just went to a startup that was using Perl for their online bookseller website. And that was kind of like where I got started as a professional techie, as opposed to just a hobbyist techie.
Did you find that like studying and researching linguistics that kind of fed into your tech career in any way?
Very directly, in fact, because programming languages are languages. So they're human languages, even. In fact, most of them are English languages. They're a bit more formalized and structured, but they are language. And the way humans' brains relate to it is very much the way that we relate to other language, which is interesting.
That's very interesting. I mean, I know that programming languages are technically called languages, but I never really thought of them in a way like how humans talk to each other. Just like the computer brain was always kind of different for me.
Yeah, I mean, the computer doesn't actually read all that English stuff you write. Like you have to like change all that into a completely different shape that the computer understands. The computer doesn't read that stuff. That all that English stuff you type, the code, is actually for other programmers. Like, that's the point. And for yourself. Like, so when you come back and look at it later, you understand what on earth you were trying to do. So yeah, it's weird. Like, you don't think of it. Like, you think of it as, oh, I'm just trying to tell the computer what to do. But actually, it has this whole extra language function to it.
That's so cool. I remember, I think it was the first place where I worked where we had this like, I think there was a trend at that time about clean code, and your code should be like well-written prose, and people had like really religious debates about how that clean code is supposed to look like. So that is very funny how these languages have also like the social aspect to it, and what it brings out of people too. There were like really heated debates about it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember many times being told about how elegant Lisp was and how everything should actually just be written in Lisp.